Welcome to the You Are It podcast. My name is Alejandra Orozco. I am a social science researcher and an energy healer. You Are It has been created to support you in expanding your perception of reality. You are loved and absolutely deserving simply because you are, not because of what you have accomplished. Join me and be ready to transform your beliefs and approaches as you enter the flow of becoming one with your highest good and your highest purpose. Truly, certain aspects of the human experience are universal and equalize us all, regardless of our position in society. Why is this so? And what does this suggest about divine design and human existence? In this episode 19 of You Are It, let's have some fun untangling the meaning and implications of the deeply intimate and truly impersonal nature of human experience in this plane of existence. You are all absolutely welcome. Dear friends of the soul, consider for a moment how the most fundamental aspects of human existence touch everyone equally, regardless of their station in life. Disease, natural disasters, and events beyond human control affect both the famous and the unrecognized. No amount of wealth can shield us from the pain of lovelessness, just as no poverty can prevent a woman destined for motherhood from having children. The core experiences that define our humanity, joy, sorrow, family, health, love, are accessible to or withheld from people regardless of their social status, race, or material pursuits. As Caroline Means wisely observes, our experiences in this life are simultaneously intimate and yet universally impersonal. Intimate because they are powerful enough to bring us to our knees, to overwhelm us, to be transformative. And universally impersonal because they reach everyone regardless of who they are. We have mentioned that there is no error in the design of all that is, of it all, including the situations we face as a consequence of our own doing, or what we sometimes call karma. It is all meant to be. We wanted the experience, and with it, the learning and the enlightenment. When learning and enlightenment take longer to arrive, longer we wanted the journey to be. As Bashar so powerfully says, we are truly masters of limitation. We are using our own infinite power and divine light to experience limited conditions and darkness, to taste what it is like to feel like an ant while temporarily forgetting that we are like an elephant. If we are anything older than 15, we have already experienced how moments of difficulty and despair ended up bringing about some degree of bravery, some boldness of action, and some level of clarity that freed us from attachment, that inspired us in a different direction, that offered a path previously unexplored. The impact of everything we are going through here, out of choice, is beyond the understanding of our egoic mind. As has been mentioned before, what we go through is connected to karmic processes, the energy we have moved around, and the responses the field offers to us in return. Totally for our learning and transformation. Yet, still part of that universal balancing between yin and yang, between positive and negative. So, as you operate within this reality, what you experience is fully colored by your conditioning, mental habits, likes and dislikes, beliefs, and the like. But it is also and fundamentally connected to the operation of universal laws. Notice how, as you choose to feel powerless, by design, such frequency offers to you the experience where power appears lacking. Then the experience, although so intimate that moves you at the core and often brings you to your knees, yet will also be felt with its unique flavors and colors by all those who hold the belief of powerlessness. It is totally impersonal because the very nature of this existence is built upon a law that states that what you focus on, you attract, or what you experience is what you are, or where you are within, not what you want. So, by law, and regardless of your race, social status, gender, and everything else, that law will be applied to you and to all around you whenever it is called for by the feelings and the frequency you hold. But let me remind you of something powerful. The beauty, perfection, and abundance you wish for is not a frequency foreign to the divine you. Notice the fundamental nature of what we are as beings of love and light. Yes, that nature manifests uniquely in everyone, but at the same time, it is inherently uplifting. As a divine being, at your inner core, you already know what beauty and joy are. So, to bring that experience to this reality relates more to releasing, letting go of what you believe that is not you, rather than reaching a frequency beyond you. Love is the very frequency you are made of. And when you let go of all belief and conditioning that suggests otherwise, then love is what you experience wherever you go. And like the law of attraction, there are other fundamental laws, like the law of cause and effect, quite familiar to everyone in this existence. The law of relativity. Truth is relative. It is connected to your level of awareness, to your frequency. For example, if you say you can, it will be totally truth. And if you say you cannot, it will also be truth. Two opposite statements, yet both can be true at different moments depending on where you are within you. For a person in a state of joy, the deepest pit offers no confinement, as nothing physical can limit such a soul. For a person under depression, even the most beautiful garden may offer no beauty and no enjoyment. And truly, under such a state of being, no beauty will be experienced. That will be totally truth for the one living the experience as it relates to its state of being. There is also the law of existence. You exist. Non-existence is not a possibility for you. Change in form you may go through, but always existing as a fundamental part of all that is. Like Bashar says, non-existence is not a possibility for you. By definition, non-existence does not exist. There is also the law that says that time and space are illusions. Everything is here and now. How cool is that? Eh? Your experience of space and time is directly related to your frequency. Have you heard the stories of yogis that can go into meditation and the state of samadhi to the point that when they open their eyes, to society, days and weeks have passed already. But to them and to their bodies, no time has been experienced. But we also experience it at various moments. Like when we do something fulfilling and joyful, it is like time does not exist. And when we do something tedious and that we dislike, just minutes feel like hours. Yep, time and space are quite the illusions we are so convinced of within this linear material reality. And to explore one more, there is the law of the one is the all, and we all are the one. No matter how thick the illusion of separateness, our fundamental reality is one of oneness. Every moment of expansion that has ever been recorded during meditation, yoga, religious devotion, service, inspired pursuits always involves some element of losing the self and the experience of oneness. Indeed, the higher your level of awareness and your frequency, the stronger your transcendence of the illusion of individuality, to the point where it is but the most desired and natural thing to do unto everything and everyone in existence as you would to yourself. We have heard about these essential aspects of reality through multiple statements that connect to these laws. Like Hawkins' sentence, everything we experience is a projection of our own selves. Indeed, everything we experience is the result of the interplay between our state of being, as informed by our mental and emotional habits, beliefs, and conditioning, and the working of universal laws that offer feedback for our awakening. And as you enter into your unique frequency, which also provides a unique perception of reality, the world reflects back to you your expectations and what you believe is true. If the world feels scary to you, a scary world is what you confront. If your world is a world of beauty, inner beauty is what you are experiencing. Nothing and not one powerful being is up to get you. But if what you believe and the frequency you hold says to you that what I say to you is not true, then it will be true that what I say to you is not true. And what I say will make no sense to you. What I share speaks of the frequency I hold. Yes, there are some commonalities in our collective experience of this reality, but everyone is at the same time having a unique experience of it, as a unique expression of all that is subject to the same universal laws, but who is also experiencing them quite uniquely through our unique perception of reality. Now, I should mention that by design, this 3D experience is so thick, it does not take much for us to feel unworthy and inadequate, for us to define our value by what we have or our education. Truly, to bring us to the point where it is so easy to deny ours and others' divine origin. Mine, yes, this is quite the plane where our divinity seems so fake, while our worthiness seems so out of reach. Under these conditions is that we wanted to remember who we truly are. Why did we choose this path? Really, it is quite difficult to answer. But what I understand is that it is a path for those so strong that many beings have chosen not to experience it. So, no matter how weak you feel, you are still among the strongest of the strongest across galaxies and planes of existence. It is when we forget that we are divine that we act like the opposite. In a world where everything suggests it is all about the survival of the fittest. It is when we forget that we are light that we get involved in such dark undertakings. But along the way, as you act out of character with your divinity, your intuition, your higher self will engage with you. And in the fulfillment of universal laws, the field will also offer its feedback to you. And the beings, humans, and others all around you will also reflect back to you what is being projected from you. As thick as this reality might be, it is also very well designed to offer to you what will support your awakening. If transformation is what you seek, change is always taking place. In fact, it is one of the laws. Everything changes except universal laws. But as change takes place, over and over again, the field of existence will suggest to you to move beyond, to be brave, to try being kind, especially where kindness is lacking. Yes, bravery and honorability, as well as responsibility, are a constant call to the soul that is awakening. Responsibility will take you places, and blaming others and circumstances serves not to transform the reality you are co-creating. Yes, most circumstances, role models, and strategies in this 3D reality seem to push us to take the shortest path, to cheat, to lie, to betray. But I can tell you, it takes as much bravery in the effort of being honorable as it takes in the effort to overcome the pain caused by acting without honorability. When the party is over, few things are more difficult than facing your own shadows, especially those shadows from your intentionally negative actions. Why is this so? You are a being of light, and after all, the light will call you from within you to show you the ways in which you may be betraying yourself. So, nothing in your experience is personal, and yet what you go through may be the most intimate experience to you. Everything serves, depending on the perception you approach it from. All we go through is complexly connected to both known patterns and to processes beyond mental analysis. Your frequency or a state of being will deeply influence your level of learning as you go through every experience. You are in the process of releasing what is not you in order to embody the divine you. Believe when I tell you, you cannot imagine the looks, much less the nature of the infinite you. It tells you not to define your own worth based on what you go through. The greatest force that can truly affect your sense of self-worth is your own questioning and doubting of your true nature. And as you do unto yourself, you do unto others. We can only offer what we are and what we know. You experience outside of you what you have already discovered within you. One does not take place without the other. Whatever you are suffering through your experiences, you are somehow, somewhere, offering the same to the field of existence. And the field is simply reflecting back to you what is calling out for healing. But briefly, something on light, shadows, and transformation. Yes, indeed, there are members of creation who have chosen to deny their own light and use their own material power to enslave others. Why do they do so? If you are divine, a being of light, light is what sustains you. If you have refused to acknowledge that source of light within you, you still need to draw on that light to exist to some minimal degree. So, what is the easiest thing to do for those denying their own light? To feed from the light of others. How do we feed them? It happens naturally. Every time we move to consent to inhabit low frequency states of being, like fear, anger, judgment, and the like. What are the mechanics of this? Just notice if the world around you affects what happens within you. Your sense of self-worth, your level of trust, your ability to see beauty everywhere. If that is the case, then you know that the frequency you hold supports the illusion of separation and suffering. But you are not here to suffer anything, but to bring about your light, to uplift the field of existence. Allow your experiences to edify you. Hawkins mentions that love always calls towards itself its opposite. How do you know if the situation you are going through is a reflection from your own shadows or simply your involvement in the path another soul needs to go through? If the action of being loved brings about its opposite and you are resenting the experience, then it speaks to you about something within you calling out for healing. If the experience of opposition to your love and your light evokes a sense of clarity and the strengthening of your light, then you are supporting somebody else's path, who is in turn offering you insights on your own expansion. Dear souls, this reality is meant to awaken you and to make you aware that your choices matter, that there is always guidance within you, and that breaking away from any form of manipulation and control relates more to bravery and inner work than to policing others. There is always guidance within you, but connecting with that guidance requires some level of devotion, effort, and inspired action. Remember, it is all about letting go of what is not you, not about becoming something you are not. No one can control somebody who has no fear. No force can subdue somebody who is in his, her power, which emanates from inner awareness and beingness. And no lower frequency can affect a higher frequency state of being. Yes, everything sells and the experiences you go through are simultaneously deeply intimate and universally impersonal. As you recognize this paradox and embrace your true divine nature, you become sovereign and you positively influence what happens around you, rather than having detrimental circumstances affecting you. You are all dearly loved by this Latina with a perfect Spanglish. My name is Alejandra, and you have been listening to You Are It. See you soon. Rumi once said, "You search the world for treasures, but the real treasure is yourself." This is the essence of our message on the You Are It podcast. You are the treasure waiting to be discovered or enjoyed. You are the flame that never consumes itself and the light that shines everywhere. Now you are home. Please know that you are most welcome. Stay tuned as we look forward to sharing something of value on every episode.